Shalom, guys. Good morning again. All right, so I have some herbs in front of me, and I'm going to show you guys briefly how to prepare your herbs, how to separate your herbs when you're preparing them. Okay, because your roots, your barks, and your leaves should not be prepared together. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to prepare your herbs without mixing them, because your leaves should not be mixed with your barks and boiled together. I'm sorry if you hear noises in the background. That's my cat crying. She's annoying. Okay, so now what I have in front of me here, I'm trying to hold this camera still. I have some Romania root. This is Romania root, and I have some Dong Quai root here. This is cut and sifted. The Dong Quai. This usually looks more like in its original form, it'll look like the root, like pieces of the root of the tree. But this here has been cut and sifted, so they pretty much just break it down into smaller pieces. All right. And over here I have some red raspberry leaves. And for those of you mothers who are pregnant or about to give birth, this is a very good herbs for you. This helps you to have very easy birth experience. All right. Yes, this really helps to give you a smoother birthing experience. So you should be taking red raspberry leaves if you are pregnant. All right. So what I do okay, so if you go to see your herbalist, right, or your nutritionist, and they prescribe some herbs for you, right, a combination of herbs, because a real herbalist should give you a combination of different herbs if you are trying to repair some sort of illness, right? One herb is not going to do anything for any illness at all. A combination of herbs is usually given. If you have diabetes, if you have hypertension, if you have heart troubles or anything like that, you're going to get a combination of different herbs. So if your herbalist gives you a list of different herbs to take, and some of those herbs are roots and barks, and some of them are leaves, you're supposed to separate your roots and barks from your leaves. All right. So I already have a small pot on the stove, and what I do is I take a tablespoon of my roots, all right, couple pieces of Romania in there, and I allow that to boil for about 5 to 8 minutes. So you're boiling your roots. That's what you're doing. And if you have thicker pieces of roots, if your roots are very, if you buy the herbs that are not cut and sifted, if you're buying the thick pieces of root, you're supposed to allow them to boil for at least 15 to 20 minutes. All right. But if they are cut and sifted, you don't have to boil them for that long. Okay. You can boil them for about maybe 5 to 8 minutes. So I'm going to let this sit and boil for about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay. So it's been about 6 minutes or so. All right. I'm not going to let it boil any longer. So that's been boiling. Oh my God, this kitchen smells like an entire herbal farm. It smells like herbs in here. So now is the time that I'm going to put my leaves in there. Right? So there goes my leaves. And I'm not going to allow my leaves to boil. I'm going to cover the pot and turn the stove off. Then I'm going to take that off of the stove and let it sit and steep. So you're letting your leaf steep. You're not boiling your leaves. So you're boiling your root and your bark first. Then you add your leaves. Take the pot off the stove, let it sit covered, and allow them to steep together. Because you don't want to boil your leaves. If you boil your leaves, you are boiling out the nutrients from your leaves, okay? Now the roots and the bark, it takes a little bit longer to get all the nutrients, to pull that nutrients out of them, which is why you're boiling them a little bit longer, okay? So I hope that helps. So you never boil your leaves, roots, and bark together, right? Boil your roots and your bark first, and then you add your leaves and steep that together with your herbs. All right, so shalom.